Hey, it's Wilfred Lehman here at Puerto Rico Real Estate, and we're here for our last part of our seller series, and we're going to go over what happens on closing day and of course afterwards. But just as a recap, part one, we went over the legal documentation that you have and the importance of having a clear title on your property. Part two, we went over preparing your property for selling, making sure that it's ready, depending on your scenario and everything like that. Part three, we went over the pricing process. Part four, we went over the marketing process, and then we went over negotiations. So today we're going to go over what happens at closing and what happens afterwards. So you have your accepted offer, ready to go to closing. So on closing day, typically what happens is you go in, here in Puerto Rico, it's usually you go in with the attorneys. They should have, prior to closing, what I usually try to do is get a copy of the sales deed and a copy of the closing disclosure, so you have it, so you can review it to make sure all the numbers are what they are, and you have a copy of the sales deed so you can see exactly how that's all being transferred. And so there's no surprises at closing. I don't like surprises. I like you to go in there, you're confident, you have everything. If it's a finance deal, basically you're probably going to meet either at their attorney's office or usually at the bank's office, where the buyer got their loan. They'll have you in, typically they'll have you in two separate rooms. Sometimes, don't be surprised if you're in the same room with the buyer, but you'll have the lender coming in, having the buyer sign some paperwork, you'll sign maybe a couple, and then the attorney will come in and sign the other paperwork, notarize everything, and then by the time you're done, you'll get a copy of your sales deed, which you definitely want to keep. And then what you'll probably need to do, especially if you own a house and the utilities are on, we would ask you that you bring in a copy of your water bill and your power bill, because it's a lot easier for the buyer to take that in there and transfer it into their name than it is for you to shut it off and then to turn it on. So it's kind of a little courtesy for the buyers to help them out. And then if it's a cash deal, typically you just go to the attorney's office. You'll probably be in the same room as the seller. And again, you should have a copy of the closing disclosure, which has where all the money's going, as well as the sales deed prior to closing, so there are no surprises at that point. You will also, in both cases, you'll also get a check right then and there for the proceeds of what you made on your property. So everything should be dispersed right then and there, and unless otherwise arranged, you'll be given the keys over to the buyers so they can have immediate access to the property. Now, after closing, what's supposed to happen, and don't be surprised if it doesn't, what's supposed to happen is that the attorney, and it usually takes a couple months, is supposed to take the sales deed and all the paperwork down to the registry to take everything out of your name and record it all into the new buyer's name. And same with CRIM. That should be reflected with CRIM with the new buyer's information instead of yours. So a good practice is probably to check probably about 4 months afterwards. You can call your realtor up, they should be able to check, or you just call the attorney directly to make sure that they actually did that, and have them send you proof that they registered the property in the buyer's name and then put everything into the buyer's name at CRIM as well. So there's a couple other little things in there depending on the uniqueness of your scenario, but that gives you a general kind of a general oversight of what to expect at closing. Again, if you have any other questions, or there's some details that maybe you'd like to go deeper into, email us, call us, text us, but give us a ring, because it's a lot easier sometimes to have conversations to go over that, and we'd love to help you any way we can. And again, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate here in Puerto Rico, man, we would love to help you. So give us, contact us right away, give us a call, and we'd love to help you out any way we can. Again, thanks for stopping by. I hope this series helped you out as a seller. And again, it's always good, if you have any other questions, because every scenario is different, to give us a call. We'd love to help you. So thanks for stopping by. Have an awesome day. And until next time, take care.